Good morning. My name is Nathan Goodrich, one of the operations section chiefs for PNW Team 3. I'm going to give you your morning operational update on the Firestone, Flat Top, and Little Lava fire within the Bachelor Complex. So I'll start out in what we're calling Branch 1 and 2, which is out on the east side of the Bend Fort Rock District on the Firestone and Flat Top incidents. So yesterday, across the entire complex, but specifically out here in the kind of out in the desert, we had a very active fire day. Lots of fire growth on all flanks of both incidents, and that was kind of chasing us around a little bit. And so, looking forward to a much more subdued day today. Certainly with the weather change coming in, higher humidities, lower temperature, and certainly with some of the precipitation is gonna help us out. But trying to get a little bit more of a proactive approach to it today than being reactive. Yesterday we had fires slop along this road down here at the bottom and start to impact some values of risk out there that we had to kind of pull off of our plan to do some burning and be reactive to that. The fire moved around Flat Top Butte and up towards these other buttes here in this northwest corner. Burned along the 22 road and then made a pretty good push out towards this waterfall rim country as the Flat Top was moving to the northeast. As the fire was doing that, we needed to pull some people off of Firestone that were engaged on some burning right along East Butte and the base of China Hat. And so that kind of slowed progress down a little bit on the Firestone side of things. But what we're looking forward today is piecing together some of these roads that are going to connect the southeast boundary of what's going to be essentially one fire in the future between the Flat Top and the Firestone. And so the resources are going to be out there working on that today, trying to find a good spot to go through that area. And then back on the 18 road, the China Hat Road, our plan is for that to be our kind of our northwest boundary. The values at risk that are out there, why are we out there doing what we're doing out there kind of in the desert country? Cabin Lake Guard Station is out there, the BPA power line and substation at Sand Creek, certainly private land, cultural resources, lots of reasons for us to be out there suppressing these incidents here on the east side of Bend Fort Rock District. But again, looking forward to a much more subdued day as far as fire behavior and give the resources an opportunity to get in there and do some good work. Did have a night shift out here last night, and they were successful in securing this bottom part that like I was talking about where we had a little slop over on our line. And so that was a good night shift and good production out of those folks last night. So I'm going to move over here on the map at least to talk about the Little Lava fire. So the Little Lava fires kind of emerged as the largest fire in the Bachelor Complex. We had been talking about the Backside fire and 9/11 fire and a couple of those other ones over the past couple of days, and I'll talk about those here in a minute. But the Little Lava fire over the last couple of days with the northwest and west wind has made a pretty good push to the east. I'm sure a lot of folks saw that column as it pushed down off of the ridge there. It did cross the 45 road yesterday and moved towards the Kumoski Butte, and about 300 acres is what we're hearing on the other side of that road. Night resources were successful getting some dozer line around that slop over on the other side of the 45 road. And we're feeling confident that we're going to be able to get in there today with the day resources, again with the change in the weather and the fire behavior, and be successful in catching that slop on the other side of the road. We still have quite a bit of fire that's come below the 35 road or 25 road, and that's going to be another plan for today is trying to pick up those pieces and get back onto that road prism in order to have a southern boundary on the Little Lava fire. With the movement to the east, that incident that happened yesterday on the incident, the evacuation levels were certainly increased, and they will stay in that level until we see some reduced fire behavior and we get a good line around that. But we'll be coordinating with the emergency management for Deschutes County on that situation there. I want to talk a little bit about some of the other fires that we have in the complex. We talked about Backside in 9/11. Backside is right at the kind of the backside of the northwest ski lift there on the backside of Mount Bachelor. They're doing really well on that fire. Pretty much in mop-up phase. They have line all the way around that, and that's going to be contained here relatively soon. So just a shout out to those folks there on 9/11 and Backside. Some of those initial priority fires, they're starting to become a little less of a priority for us, obviously. There was about 30 other fires scattered out through this whole division, Oscar country, from Devils and Elk Lake and Sparks Lake country, Todd Lake, all the way down and around. There's another incident out here on the boundary of the Deschutes and the Willamette, incident 892, that increased in size yesterday from just a small spot really to a couple thousand acres with the wind. And so that's something we're going to be looking at as well in the future. Those areas are going to receive quite a bit more rain than the east side per se. And so once we get through this weather event, we'll see what we have left over after that in order to any kind of action that we need to take on those. But overall, looking for a much more subdued day as far as fire behavior, and a much more proactive and offensive day as far as our suppression efforts today. One thing we talked about at briefing, just with the change in the weather and stuff, is the roads are going to get a little bit slick, and some of those fire weakened trees are going to be a little bit more susceptible to coming down. So that was just some of the safety things we were talking about with our resources today out there on the ground. So that's your operational update. Thank you.